just a mere ratepayer. This is a subset of a much bigger, larger problem that has suddenly emerged upon us in the last year and a half, 2 years, and that's the cost of housing. All of a sudden, housing costs have exploded unnecessarily, artificially, and we need to do something about that overall as a society. Now, I know the Public Utilities Commission can't address overall housing crisis. This is a subset of it. But we all, as individuals, need to pay attention to it. How come last year lumber prices increased not just 10%, 20%, 50%? It tripled. How can that happen? We can't blame it on supply chain. Who ever heard of that term until a couple of years ago? Because lumber isn't coming from overseas. We have it here in the United States. So we need to address the overall issue, and this is a part of it. Excuse me. Not only electric, but also water and also sewer. You've heard me say this before. Everybody who lives in Providence, Pawtucket, Central Falls, Valley Falls, the southern part of Cumberland, North Providence, Johnston, Rumford, the northern part of East Providence, you think that the electric rates are proposed being skyrocketing? Wait until you see the sewer rates. Totally unnecessary. PUC had control over this, still does, I maintain. You can tell Narragansett Bay Commission to stop spending any more money on a stupid tunnel until they do an environmental impact statement to justify the cost and look at alternatives and combinations of alternatives. We're not talking millions of dollars, we're not talking tens of millions of dollars, we're talking $500 million on a stupid tunnel that's unjustified. Talk about following science. The scientists at Brown University Center for Environmental Studies thought the first tunnel was a waste of money. The scientists at URI think the second tunnel is a waste of money. Nobody's following the science. Talk about best practices. All the urban areas in the United States 100 years ago built combined sewer systems, and because we passed the Clean Water Act 50 years ago, we have to address the issue. We want fishable and swimmable waters. What are they doing everywhere? Do we know? No, we don't. Why? Because Narragansett Bay Commission refused to pay attention to what's going on nationwide. They refused to do an EIS, environmental impact statement. Why? Because they're like, well, we did an EA, an environmental assessment. That's good enough. Not good enough at all. They want to slide by with an EA. They don't want to do an EIS. Why? Good question. That's for the PUC to answer. Excuse me. That's coming up, or that's actually come up. PUC gave Narragansett Bay Commission permission to borrow $500 million. $500 million. This is like aid to Ukraine realm level. But PUC didn't say to Narragansett Bay Commission, you can spend it as inefficiently as possible, as uneconomically as possible. If someone came before the PUC and said they could accomplish the objective with a lot less cost, I would like to think the PUC would say, oh, let's go in that direction.
Mr. Dilgiri.
I understand that. I am now getting to this.
Okay. Because we'll have some proceedings with NBC that I'm sure we'll see you again on.
Well, yeah, but you've had them before, and you haven't, unfortunately. Now, in this wonderful little thing we all got in our monthly bill, it says, hi, Rhode Island, we're happy to be here. One of the words they mumble in here is efficiency. I would like to suggest a little efficiency. And I'm not suggesting efficiency on an overall scale. I'm suggesting efficiency on a specific scale. Why does Narragansett Electric have to read the electric meters every month and send us out a bill every month and charge us just to read the electric meter every month? A number of years ago, Narragansett Bay Commission and Providence Water billed us all quarterly. And that was fine and dandy and hunky-dory. But then all of a sudden, Narragansett Bay Commission decided to bill us monthly. And the PUC said, sure, go ahead. Now, what did that do? That merely tripled the cost of billing, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But nobody seemed to care. Narragansett Bay Commission didn't care. It's not their money. They just bill us for it. Well, a couple of years later, Providence Water, the Narragansett Bay Commission PUC gave the Narragansett Bay Commission the permission to do that. So a couple of years later, Providence Water said, oh, what a good idea. We'll go bill monthly. So they came before the PUC, and the PUC said, sure, fine, go ahead. So they now bill us monthly. Whatever we want to call our electricity utility has been billing us monthly for as long as I can remember. I suggest we go to quarterly. That would reduce the cost to PPL, Pennsylvania Power and Light, and that would reduce any kind of rate increase that's being suggested today. So let's go monthly. I mean, let's go quarterly and skip this stupid monthly stuff. In addition, if there are, I've always maintained that the most affordable housing are 2- and 3-decker houses. Why? Someone buys it, fixes it up, rents it out, pays for the mortgage, everybody wins. Narragansett Electric, not Narragansett Electric anymore, no, but I still write out my checks to Narragansett Electric. They charge a flat fee just to read your meter. Now, if you're a 2-family house, it only takes them the same number of steps to walk from the street sidewalk to the meter to read it. But they're 2 meters, so they charge you double. If you're a 3-family house, same number of steps, 3 meters, they charge you triple. You're gonna love it. You absolutely have to love it. I've been maintaining that we need to ensure, before we start talking about subsidy all over the place, money doesn't grow on trees. They didn't make up that expression for nothing. I keep maintaining that we need to ensure that our existing housing is as affordable as possible and as appropriately affordable as possible. And one of the things is enough of this stupid, double and triple the cost of reading the meter that it only takes you, 10 more seconds. So that would be another suggestion of how to keep the costs down. And that also applies, by the way, to Narragansett Bay Commission. And I know this is a separate department, it's part of the housing overall cost. And that's what everyone has been talking about this morning. Providence Water Supply Board has a good rate structure. They charge you a little bit to connect to this service that's actually in the street, their water supply, and then the rest is all based on consumption. Narragansett Bay Commission, on the other hand, has a big cost connection fee, and they're not even connecting to their system in the street. The system is the city or town system. That's if you're a single-family house. If you're a double-family house, they charge you 2 connection fees, even though there's only 1 connection. And it's a make-believe connection. And if you're a triple-family house, they charge you 3 connection fees. That should be something that the PUC can immediately overnight change. Narragansett Bay Commission, you're not even connecting to their system. Their whole rate structure should be exclusively based on usage. That would help bring overall housing costs down, which would be appropriate for everybody in the urban areas where most low and moderate income folks live in the state of Rhode Island. So that's my suggestion, that this rent increase can be mitigated by reducing, not rent increase, I'm sorry, this proposed power increase can be reduced by, can be mitigated by reducing the fixed costs that PPL is telling us that they have to pay for and responsible for. And so simply go to quarterly billing and simply have them charge us they should really charge us anything to read the stupid meter. It should all be based on usage. And on page 2 of the electric bill, most of the line items are based on usage, but there are a couple that are not. They're just fixed. And everything should be based on usage. I'm an environmentalist. I believe in user fees. But I'm an economist also, and so I want to see everything done as cost effectively as possible. So I thank you very much for your time. I thank you very much for your public service, and look forward to continuing the conversation.
I'm sure we'll see you again. Thank you, Mr. Elgarian.